All right, well, welcome everyone to the first 6G at UT forum as we kick off the 6G era, or the very beginning of it, or the beginning of the beginning here in Texas. I'm Jeff Andrews. I'm the director of the 6G at UT Research Center. I'll say a few words about our center and then introduce some special guests. So this is, like I said, the first of what will become an annual spring event for the next several years, where we'll brainstorm and hear from innovative speakers on the technologies that will underpin 6G. This is just a view a few years ago of our graduate students and faculty. This is an event organized by the 6G at UT Center here at UT Austin. And what is that? It's a new center we launched last year. In July, and it's an evolution of the wireless networking and communications group that we founded in 2002, and a number of us arrived here. And I think as many of you have attended the events, the Texas Wireless Summit, which this is the natural heir of that event. Our mission here is to do fundamental research, both with federal funding and with close collaboration with leading R&D groups in industry, and of course to educate students, which are the lifeblood of the university, in cutting-edge technologies, the most up-to-date tools, and give them an appreciation for the types of problems that industry are grappling with and that are relevant today. Our center is supported by 16 wonderful companies who pay annual dues, come to our meetings, hire our students, brainstorm with us. Most of these companies fund additional research projects, directed research projects with PhD students that impact their products and strategy as companies. So you can see here many of the leading companies in wireless, ranging from chipset companies to handset companies, base station companies, networking companies, service providers, test and measurement companies, car companies that are increasingly becoming a major consumer of wireless technology, and so on. So we look to even perhaps grow this list by this time next year, and I really thank these companies for sponsoring this event and our center. The faculty, I won't run through all of us. There's about a little over 20 of us that span everything from wireless and information theory to optimization, machine learning, video, and it's really a star-studded faculty who are all tops in their respective fields, and we work together with weekly meetings. Our students all sit together and collaborate. Many of the PhD students are advised by two or more of us, which is a sort of unusual within academia and promotes a lot of collaboration, which is, I think, what makes our group special. Just a few facts on the center. We received over $20 million in funding in the last 2 years during the pandemic, despite, or perhaps because of the pandemic. We had plenty of time to write proposals. The faculty is very decorated. I won't read all the awards. Won most of the major awards in IEEE, members of the National Academy of Engineering, and unusually 2 Emmy Awards, even for contributions to video. As far as, as we embark on the 6G era, perhaps a little reflection on where we've come so far during the later stages of the 4G LTE era and 5G. Our faculty have made, and our students have made contributions that have had impact on these systems, from theory and analysis that informed how they could work for small cells and heterogeneous networks, direct device-to-device communication. Some of our faculty worked very closely with companies on these features. Al Bovek, as I mentioned, won 2 Emmys, and his group's algorithms and assessment and streaming algorithms control pretty much all video, streaming video set over the internet, which is about 70% of the bits that run over our internet today, including the wireless internet like 5G. Recent contributions on co-scheduling ultra-reliable, low-latency traffic with smartphone traffic by Gustavo and Sanjay, won the Best Paper Award in Networking just last year. We've written the most cited papers on 5G. Some of you may know that the first millimeter wave measurements, outdoor measurements, were done here, actually where we're sitting right above us, in the old building, ENS. That building itself is not missed, even though there's a lot of nostalgic feelings towards it. But and that's a picture from that paper that shows where these measurements were taken that helped prove the viability of millimeter wave for 5G. And some other things that we've done both with our affiliates and on our own. So what is our role here at the university? 6G, after all, will be an industry standard developed by many of the companies on the list that I just showed that fund us. So we see our research as in 4 primary directions here at UT. One of the key innovative aspects of 6G, we believe, will be a deeply embedded machine learning in all layers of the stack, both controlling the network as well as even penetrating into how the physical layer works, new codes, new physical layer design strategies, and things like beam alignment and channel estimation will be greatly aided by the amazing advances we've seen in machine learning, both in terms of the algorithms and the ability to compute those things efficiently. Machine learning techniques require data, require real-time data, and this will be provided by new sensing capabilities in the network. We have baby steps there in 5G towards sensing, but the network in the 6G era will not just be a communications network, but it'll be a sensing network with the base stations having radars, leveraging sensing input from the cars that are driving around, from the devices, and it will build a real-time map of the entire network, and a lot of this contextual information will be used to feed applications that run in the 6G era, things like virtual reality and driverless cars that need to have context around them to work properly, as well as making the network itself just communicate better. If you know where everything is, you can align beams better, do dynamic communication and handovers. We also see new topologies enabling global connectivity, things like low Earth orbit satellites and UAVs, meshing. We'll hear from a panel on that today with leading companies in that area. And also we see the network being opened, but to make the network more transparent, more shareable, to be able to have vendors and operators leverage investments across multiple such operators so that the cost of densifying these networks and deploying their infrastructure is manageable. And we'll have a panel today, and one of the key developments in that area is the ORAN Alliance, which is trying to really change how 6G networks are deployed relative to all the previous Gs. So a lot of exciting stuff is happening. It's early. 6G won't be standardized for many years, so it's a great time to dream and think big and try to develop the underlying technologies that can really make 6G much different and better than 5G. So with that, that's all I have for right now. I'm going to introduce, sorry Charlie, not you yet. I'd like to introduce a special guest, our department chair, Deanna Marculescu, who'd like to just say a few words.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all here in our department, in our great building. It's wonderful to see so many people after more than 2 years of a pandemic. So as Jeff said, 6G at UT builds on the successful legacy of the Wireless Networking and Communication Group. And this model has been the blueprint that successful industrial affiliate programs are using across campus. So it shouldn't be a surprise to you that building on top of 2 decades of successful research in this space, 6G at UT, led by Jeff here, is going to lead the research in wireless communication for the next decade or more. I don't know. A little bit about me. I am a recently new transplant to Austin at UT Austin here. Came in December 2019 after 20 years at Carnegie Mellon. And even though I wasn't here, I knew about the research that happens in this space here at UT. And our department is top ranked and has a lot of accomplishments in no small part because of the great things and accolades that you've seen that are happening in this space. So I'd like you to enjoy today and listen to all the great presentations. I'm glad we have so many people up front. We're not going to ask questions. So if you can come further down in front, we would welcome that. And again, welcome everyone. We're really happy to see you here and host you here. And I'm going to hand it over to Jeff. Thank you.